believers, what is the one thing God always repeated throughout Scripture, both in Old and the New Testament? What is the number one thing he kept on repeating over and over again? And there's one thing you need to understand. When God repeats something over and over again, it's very important. You need to pay attention to it. What is it? It's not, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not give a false testimony, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not make great images. No, none of that. So God is not even repeating the Ten Commandments all the time, like many churches do. God is not even repeating the dietary regulations for the ancient Israelites all the time, like some cults do today. What is the number one thing God keeps on repeating? And even some of the holy angelic beings repeat it also. It's two words. Well, actually in English it's two words. I'm not sure whether in Hebrew it's two words or more words, or just one word. It's the following. Fear not. Fear not. Fear not is repeated far more than thou shalt not kill. It's repeated far more often than anything else. Fear not. What does that show you? God does not tolerate fear with the believer. God does not tolerate fear amongst the human species. God does not tolerate fear at all. We ought to be amazed by how big and great he is. And because we're amazed by how big and great he is, we're not terrified or frightened by anything or anyone else. We shouldn't have any fear at all. The fear of the Lord is a cultural expression that the ancient Hebrews used. And that cultural expression is cultural and revealed that the ancient Hebrews were dealing with a lot of fear amongst them. That's why God always told them, fear not. So don't use the phrase fear of the Lord to imply we need to be afraid of God because somewhere something can happen to you when he's pissed off. No, that's what narcissists want. Narcissists want you to be frightened of their will so they can get whatever they want without having to account for what they want. That's what narcissists want. And narcissists even feel entitled to harm you when their will is frustrated. That's not God. God always gives an account of what he wants and why he wants it. He always does. So, this whole, we need to be afraid of God, get away with it. It's not from God. Because God doesn't tolerate fear. Always says, fear not. So if God tells you to fear not, and in the New Testament he also confirms to you that he has not given us a spirit of fear, then why is it that there are believers out there that believe in holy fear? Is there such a thing as holy sickness? Or is there anything out there as a beneficial sickness? No. So why are the believers holding on to fear? God said, fear not. He repeats it all the time. And he confirmed in the New Testament, he has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Because here's the thing. When fear is present, there's no power, there's no love, and there's no sound mind. When fear is present, there's violence. And where there's violence, there's narcissistic attachment with trauma bonds. That's the substitute for natural real love that the world has, narcissistic attachment. That's why they end up in addictions and domestic violence all the time. Or they end up in toxic restrictions that they can't account for. And there is no sound mind. So, there is violence, narcissistic attachment, and narcissistic relief, based on narcissistic supply at the expense of victims. That's what you have when fear is present. When the Holy Spirit is present, you have power, love, and a sound mind. When fear is present, you have violence, narcissistic attachment, including addictions, and relief at the expense of victims. So God always tells us to fear not, because God will not involve himself with fear. No, he will not. So why is it that we involve ourselves in fear? Make it a goal for yourself that no matter what situation you're in, you refuse to fear. If you feel frightened by something, admit you feel frightened. That could be your body hinting that something is wrong. That's not fear. Never develop the mindset that you have to be afraid because something bad is going to happen if you don't do this or that. Never do that. Now, if there is a need or a dangerous situation and you need to act, then you need to act. That's different. Never embrace fear, no matter the circumstance. Realize how big God is. He's the great I am. He's the I am that I am. Or better said, He's the only one that exists. We only exist because our existence is a right from Him. So we coexist in Him. We don't have our own existence apart from Him. He's the great I am. Without Him, we are nothing. We are something because He's everything. So if we are something and we are valuable because He's everything, that means that He being the only one that exists, that means that every danger that exists can only remain in existence because He tolerates it to rectify it later for His glory. Let your mind be filled with how great, awesome, and worthy God is. When you do that, fear can't enter in. God always tells you to fear not. So where is your faith? Be at peace.